Hi guys! Welcome to your extra video. As most of you guys know, I'm getting my master's right now in teaching up at Pepperdine here in California, and I have this assignment and our teacher gave us like creative freedom to do kind of whatever we wanted. And so she said you could do a PowerPoint, a Prezi, a normal paper, or a video, and I was like, I know a little something about videos. And so, yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of fun way to do my assignment while also letting you guys in on what I've been doing and why we haven't been putting up videos on time and why I always have bags under my eyes. It's because of my master's program, yay! But yeah, we have to talk about our classroom management plan and how when we have our own classroom, how we kind of want that to look and how we want to run it and the kind of environment that we want our kids to experience when they're in our classroom. And so I thought I'd just, let you guys in on what I'm doing. And if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. Just like it anyway. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I think one of the most important things for my students to feel when they're in my classroom is just supported and welcome. And I really want to be able to be a nurturing teacher while at the same time have authority. And I think that line can be kind of hard to find sometimes, but I think once you find it, it can be a really cool experience for both the teacher and the students. And I've seen that in my placement classroom that I'm in right now. So I teach from like 8 to 2:30, and then I have my class that night. So I'm in a classroom all day, and my master teacher she's kind of my mentor, she has done a really good job at that. So that's something that I think is really important. As you guys know, I was on the gymnastics team at UCLA, and so the team atmosphere is something that's really important to me and something that I really want to bring in the classroom, because learning to work as a team is obviously beneficial if you're on your sports team, but even in a classroom, being able to work collaboratively with each other and help each other out when they're struggling, and also learning how to fail, because especially as a younger elementary kid, failing sucks and they don't like it and they get super upset or angry or frustrated. And so just kind of teaching my students how to fail successfully, if that makes sense. And then when you see that one of your classmates has failed, how can you then cheer them up and make them feel better and encourage them? And also, along that line is I want to be teaching my students life skills. To me, that might be the most important thing in my classroom, because I know education is about the material that you're learning and covering the curriculum, but at the same time, my greatest goal for my students would be able to walk out of there and be a better person and be able to take what they've learned and apply it to things outside of the classroom. So that's probably the most important thing for me in the classroom, for my students to grow in that way. And being able to instill manners in them is also something that I would really like to do. I've seen a lot of students who don't say thank you when you give them their paper, or they don't hold the door for someone behind them, or when they're leaving a classroom where they went to computer lab and they don't say thank you to the computer teacher after. Those little things that don't seem like a big deal are things that I feel if they're not being taught at home, maybe they should be being taught in the classroom. Or even if they are being taught at home, it's just a great way to reinstill them. So that. And then one more thing I thought that would be kind of fun for you guys to know is just kind of ways or strategies, we call them in school, strategies that I like incorporating in my classroom. So kind of the things that we're used to, or I'm used to, people my age or older, is kind of just having the teacher stand up at the front of the room and just talk to you and teach you her against the whole class. And that is not what's happening anymore in schools. So a lot of small group work, and it's called pair share, where they get to turn and talk to their partner and they'll have to talk in class, which is so fun even for them. But for us, it was don't talk to anybody. So that is something that's really cool, and it makes them more engaged and they like school more because they're allowed to talk and they're allowed to work as a group. So having those things in the classroom is so important to keep the students with it all day, because it's a long day. Think of when you're at work all day for however long you're there, 6 hours plus, and at the end of the day you're kind of checking out. They're doing the same thing. Just because they're 7 doesn't mean that they're with it all the time. They don't want to sit in their chairs that long. Are you kidding? They can't even sit still for like 5 minutes. So just being able to have those things where they can stand up and have a brain break, or move around and go to the rug and then come back and then go up to the board and draw something and then come back, and those kinds of things they really like. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about, and I hope that you learned something maybe. And I know a lot of you guys are actually teachers or in teaching school, because I've seen your comments, so you can feel free to comment below and just what kind of things do you use, or do you find, or you have found to work really well in your classroom, or if you're observing a teacher, something you've seen her do or him do that you were like, oh, that was really cool. Because I would love to know, because I'm still learning, and so anytime I can get any sort of help or any cool strategy or anything like that, I would love to know. So comment below, and that's it. I hope I didn't bore you to death with my little speech, but thanks for helping me out with my assignment, guys.